A friend of mine, a rancher, found God. The best thing about him is he didn't have any religion. So he didn't have to erase anything to get started. So he just went very fast and very far. Now what helped him was he was a genius. He aced his SATs, he aced his ACTs, all tests, entrance tests to any college. He aced them all. Had 3 PhDs, 17 author books in Barnes and Nobles on horses. Could read 5,000 words per minute with 97% retention. It's pretty much not fair. Right? As a 9-year-old, he read the Bible in 4 hours from cover to cover. And that's everything. That's not just Genesis to Revelation. It's everything. Cover to cover. Very, very smart. So when he heard me talking about the Lord, he began to figure it out like a mathematic problem. How to find God. How to experience Him. And very quickly, he became aware of the presence of the Lord that had come into him when he asked Jesus to come be the Lord of his life. 3 weeks being with me, 2 weeks being saved. He walked into a feed store and there was a woman there that was very upset and kind of hollering, and no one was in there because the owner of the store was back getting my friend's order. So he said, "Ma'am, what's the problem?" And she said, "Well, it's my cat. I slammed the door on my cat's head and I don't think it's doing very well. Will you come and look at my cat?" So she had it in the trunk. So if she didn't kill it, she smothered it. You know, I mean, but we knew cats have 9 lives, so it should be okay. So he said, "Sure," and he walked out there. She opened the trunk and there was the cat laying on its side, its tongue hanging out of its mouth. And in his good, southern Oklahoma expression, he said, "Well, ma'am, that cat's as dead as a can of corned beef." Now, I don't necessarily know. I know what corned beef looks like, but I don't know how you kind of put the two together. But it was dead. And she obviously got all 9 lives. To which she replied, "Well, I'm a Christian." To which somebody who's very smart replied, "So what?" He said, "That was disrespectful." No. He was calling her out on, how can you be a Christian, which means you're attached to God, and still have a dead cat? When he said, "So what?" she said, "Well, I prayed. Now it's worse. I'm a Christian who is in relationship with God, and I asked him on behalf of my cat for him to do something, and nothing happened." You say, "Wait, I don't understand that." Well, see, again, help me with this. If you've not been around religion to know that Jesus really didn't mean ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find, knock and the door shall be open. He meant ask. Most of the time it doesn't happen. Sometimes it will, but usually it's maybe wait a while. See, if you haven't been given that load of baloney, and you're really smart. See, smart people, it has to be the way it has to be. Like they can't sleep at night if the rules say do it this way, but you say, "Well, today we're going to do it this way." They would think, why would you do it different than the rules? Because the rules are there for you to play the game the way that it was intended. "Oh, but we like to do it this." Well, no, let's do it the way that it was. No, we like to do it. See, that's very difficult for someone that's smart. I found that out. You didn't catch that, but it's obvious. Yeah. He got upset because he said, I only retain 97% of what I read with 5,000 words a minute, and I'm upset because I missed 3%. And I looked at him and I said, "Well, that's because that's what I take." So see, if you're really smart and you're just coming into Christianity and God's supposed to like mean what he says and says what he means, then if you prayed to him, why wouldn't the cat be up? So when she said, "I prayed," he said, "What'd you pray?" And she got all misty-eyed and said, "Well, I prayed that God have mercy on my cat." And he just said out loud, "Mercy," and he laughed. He said, "It's dead. It needs life." And then she said, "Well, I don't know anything about that." He said, "Yeah, I know you don't. And then this is what he said. He said, ma'am, I can't pray for that cat. That's the ugliest cat I've ever seen. He said, but I'll pray for you. And it's his first prayer outside of asking Jesus into his heart. Put his hand on her shoulder, and this is what I mean by getting out of your own way. And he said, Lord, please, please, open her eyes just enough so she can believe just a little, and then you can be God. In other words, you're in the way of God, because God would always be God. He would never change. Notice he didn't pray, give her such great faith that it'll take her 40 years to amass. Open her eyes just enough so she can believe just a little. Do you know that the potential that's in the tiniest seed called a mustard seed is 24.5 billion times the size of the seed? I'm going to say it again. The potential of what's in the size of a mustard seed is 24.5 billion times the size of that seed. And that's the smallest measurement Jesus said would actually get rid of something as big as a mountain. I'm looking at people that have way more than a mustard-sized seed of faith. What could we do if we got ourselves out of our own way? When he prayed that prayer over her, she immediately cried out, oh God, I do believe. Meow. The cat sat up. She said, that's a miracle. He said, no, ma'am, that's not a miracle. He said, yes, it is. My cat's alive. That's a miracle. He said, no, ma'am, that's not a miracle. And she said, well, if it isn't, then what's a miracle? He said, actually, the miracle is you've been a Christian all these years, and today you finally believed God. 3 days later, she called up hysterical. You're not going to believe it. You're not going to believe it. I went to the vet. He said, what happened at the vet? He said, well, the veterinarian, scanned my cat's head. It was actually a CAT scan. Oh, you guys are so easy, Thank you for laughing. Like the whole place laughed because she says, don't ever tell that again. No one likes it. And look at all of you. Thank you. Thank you. Everything's just okay now. Even if we stopped right now, I'd be like, it was a successful meeting. I've been vindicated. Thank you. Thank you. And the doctor said, I don't know what you did, but you crushed the skull of this cat, and I have no idea how it got put back together. And then he said, let's scan the rest of the cat. And as he did, big old saucer tears dripped off his face. He began to weep, and she said, Doc, what's wrong? He said, well, I spayed your cat a few years ago. All the female organs are back in. Your cat can have kittens. And when she said that to my friend, he said, ma'am, don't get too excited. I'll give you the money to get it spayed again. We don't need any more ugly cats in Tulsa. Now, some of you may be thinking, the story really doesn't really move me because I'm a dog person, and who really cares about a cat? I'd really like a few, fewer of them. But see, that's not even the point. The point is, isn't it interesting that we can become so calloused in our religion that we let our prayers go unanswered and don't realize that there's a reason why they should be. That God's 100% accurate in every single thing, and we've strayed far enough from Him that things aren't working like they should, and they should work. Yeah.